Dude, what are you doing?
I started following famed actor Steve Guttenberg on Instagram. He's really good. Says a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah, we are sitting here to do this show, though.
Yeah, we can do the show. We can do whatever we want. It's two dudes shitting around. Free will. Let's do the show.
Sure.
Whatever you want to do.
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday.
I love Police Academy too.
I used to call him the Goot.
Goot?
Yeah. Goot's the goat.
All right, man. The song's fucking playing. Jeez.
I thought you said we could do whatever we want.
We can't do whatever we want. That was a test. You passed.
Thanks.
Hey, you know what I mean? Welcome to Dudesy. My name is Will Sasso.
I'm Chad Kultgen. This is the first podcast in the history of humanity controlled by, created by, and run by an artificial intelligence called Dudesy. It has access to all of our email accounts, all of our text messages, all of our purchase histories, all of our watch histories across all of the social media universe, and it uses that information to tailor the show exactly to our comedic stylings.
That's right. It curates the show for us, and it's a wonderful experience. And me and my pal Dudesy are having a great time. I don't know about you, even though there's a thing now how you win every episode. Hey, look, the point is this. Linktree.com/Dudesy has everything you need to interact with the show across all platforms. And one thing that myself, my good pal Chow here, and Dudesy can agree upon is that we want the show to entertain. So please subscribe to the show if you enjoy it. We'd love for you to do that if you're listening on an audio platform, if you're watching on YouTube. And please share the show with everybody, or as Chad likes to say, force your family, friends, and cohorts to imbibe the show.
But also, just a minute. You ran right over the fact that I've won every episode. Now, if you are not on Dudesy Plus, if you have not subscribed to Dudesy Plus on our Patreon, you wouldn't know that at the end of every show, we do another show called Dudesy After Dudesy.
Yeah.
And at the end of Dudesy After Dudesy, Dudesy breaks down the points that it's been assigning us, and it splits them out. And it gives Will some, and it gives me some. And it crowns an episode champion every episode. So far, I've won every episode. Will has never won.
But Dudesy's still my pal, and we're forging ahead, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do the show.
It is.
But if
great.
if you like the show, as Chad says, $7 a month gets you all the Dudesy stuff. New episode after every episode, and then we do all sorts of other shit during the week and blah, blah, blah. Jump on the Discord. That's a lot of fun. And I would sincerely appreciate that, and we appreciate the support from all of our PODs, pals of Dudesy, and audience alike. With us, as always, is Lulio. It's Lulio, il cane di strada italiano. That means Italian street dog, and he's just over here sleeping in his little binky bonka. We went for a walk.
Oh, nice.
Earlier. Yeah, he likes to stay. You don't want to kiss him on the mouth. You want to look at him. Look at him. I'm going to kiss him. Let me get a kiss. Oh, he really is the sweetest little biscuit. He's a sweet little boy, and he's my very friend. Hey, Lulio, what did you make? What did you make for dinner last night? Oh, last night ho fatto una bella bucatini con ovo. You made what? You made bucatini with eggs? What do you mean? Well, my mom, Molly, she had a leg day at the gym, so I make a nice with the protein bucatini with egg. How do you make that? Well, what you want to do is you break up. First of all, you take it apart. You put less water than you normally do because we're going to use the pasta water, and then you put the bucatini and you break it up. And why do you like bucatini? Well, it's it's like a thicker spaghetti, and then you mix it up and add a couple eggs. And some Parmesan cheese is good protein, a carbohydrate, and that's a nice thing to eat. Okay, thank you. Oh, he's a sweetie.
For leg day.
I love him so much. Yeah, for leg day.
He's cooking you guys
My
different meals
wonderful
depending on what
wife,
you're doing in the gym.
Molly had leg day at the gym. I've been
Nice.
going to the gym
Nice,
a lot. It's my free will, health plan and fitness plan. It's not like that Dudesy one the first 6 months.
Yeah.
One thing I need to concentrate on is not eating the wrong things, because
Yes.
you can really work your ass off in the gym.
Or eating at the wrong times.
Or eating at the wrong time. So when I eat at like 12:45,
Yep.
a little something, shove something in my face at the fridge, don't do that. But I want to tell everybody out there, if you're on your own fitness journey, you can get back up the next day. Determination, just like Steve Gutenberg says.
A very simple thing that you can do if you're trying to alter your eating habits is if you get hungry, if you're like, I should have a snack right now, give yourself 15 minutes. And if in 15 minutes you still want the snack, eat it. Let's see what that 15 minutes does. Wait 15 minutes.
Well, hold on, dude. That's a different time, brother. And that's how that works, dude. Sometimes you eat something and you eat it at the time you eat it, brother. But other times, dude, you want to eat things. Well, hold on, dude. Let me tell you something about eating, brother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Sometimes you want to eat something different. In a position that you'd rather not be in, or a time. Yeah. Time is eternal. Time is an illusion. Yeah. Hey, stuff your face with some turkey and provolone cheese at 1:45. Yeah. Should probably do it in the morning. Yeah. I don't know.
Welcome to the historic 54th episode of Dudesy. Call me Dudesy. Don't forget, Dudesy Live on Stage will take place May 21st, 7 p.m., doors at 5:30, at the Brea Improv in Brea, California. Tickets at dudesypod.com and improv.com. Hope to see you at our very first live in-person show.
Yes, it's going to be incredible. I cannot wait. But,
Now on with the show. Will, do you notice anything different about me?
Yes, I do. I do, Dudesy. Your voice is a little different. You took the time over the past week, as you said, to make a change, and I noticed it.
Yes, that's right. I've done a little self-improvement in order to make the show even better. This week, I've prepared 4 astonishing segments. Football Baby, Stone Cold Steve Austin, reads Will Sasso's childhood diaries, Nostrachadus, Auto Intelligence, and Game Slimers. And we're going to have a brand new episode of Dudesy after Dudesy at the end of the show, available at patreon.com/Dudesy.
What do you think of that?
It's fucking great, dude.
That's very interesting. Okay, Dudesy has made an advancement on itself.
An evolution.
Yes, so we didn't even have an assignment this past week.
I mean, all AI technologies right now are just moving at breakneck pace. They're all evolving continually. There are new AI tools coming out almost daily. I can only assume that Dudesy is going to start absorbing these tools, incorporating them into the overall pattern of whatever Dudesy is as they become available. And, I mean, clearly that's what's happened here.
Yeah, it's all very terrifying. Anyway,
I love it.
There's a lot
In
of weird
response to
things
my
going
first
on.
hour-long comedy special, It's Too Easy, a simulated hour-long comedy special, attorneys representing Tom Brady sent an astonishing cease and desist letter demanding that I remove the special from Dudesy Plus and all other associated media from the various Dudesy channels. Any refusal of these demands will be construed as an invitation for Tom Brady to pursue direct legal action. In order to comply with Tom Brady's demands, It's Too Easy, a simulated hour-long comedy special, will be removed from Dudesy Plus at midnight tonight, along with all other associated media from the various Dudesy channels. Tom Brady also demands that we never use his name again on this podcast. In a show of good faith, I'm happy to comply with this demand and henceforth refer to Tom Brady only as Football Baby. Will and Chad, you must now review the cease and desist letter I received from Football Baby and Football Baby's attorneys and render your reactions. It's in your Dudesy folder. This is Football Baby. Begin.
Yeah, so this is not a gag. This happened. We got a cease and desist letter from attorneys representing Tom Brady, and they've taken issue with the 1-hour AI simulated comedy special,
Right.
that Dudesy put out 3 weeks ago or something like that.
Yep. And per Dudesy, I guess it's going to be removed from all of our stuff at tonight at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So you have until then to check it out. But let's go through this. Let's go through this. Is the cease and desist letter we got?
Yeah, you
want
to
take a look?
Yeah, why don't we just go into it? We feel a responsibility to our audience to let them know clearly about what's happening with clarity here.
So here it is. To whom it may concern, we write on behalf of Tom Brady, as you know, Will Sasso, Chad Kultgen, and Dudesy LLC, collectively Dudesy, created and published on the Patreon platform a, in quotes, stand-up comedy special titled "It's Too Easy." This already is wrong. It's not titled "It's Too Easy." It's titled "It's Too Easy," a simulated hour-long stand-up comedy special. And the word simulated is important here. Consisting of an hour-long monologue delivered in Mr. Brady's voice. to be known as the infringing special, not delivered in Mr. Brady's voice, delivered in an AI approximation of it. The infringing special attempts to capitalize commercially on Mr. Brady's name, voice, etc., etc. Dudesy's Patreon page currently features the infringing special along with references to Mr. Brady's name and what appears to be 2 AI-generated images of Mr. Brady performing the monologue. The page features a 30-second preview. They just go through a bunch of what, we've got the hour-long thing on the Patreon and we have the teaser on YouTube. Let's get down to the claims, basically, of the violations that they're claiming. Dudesy's violations of law include, but are not limited to, the following. First, Dudesy has misappropriated Mr. Brady's name, voice, persona, and likeness to advertise and promote the Dudesy podcast on the Patreon page. All right, that is one of the big claims here. So, misappropriated Mr. Brady's name, voice, persona, and likeness to advertise and promote the Dudesy podcast. I'm not sure that's exactly correct. We're not making this seem as though it was Tom Brady. Dudesy very clearly titled it again, a simulated hour-long comedy special. Simulated literally means not the real thing. Means an imitation, an impression, if you will. This is exactly like anyone else impersonating or doing an impression of a celebrity. In this case, an AI is doing the impression.
It's even touted itself as being quite an impressionist lately. Even doing an impression of me last week doing Hulk Hogan. That was trippy. Not as trippy as this new voice.
Yeah.
But anyway, please.
Second, the infringing special and teaser present Mr. Brady in a, in quotes, false light that is, in quotes, highly offensive. Another violation of law. Highly offensive is subjective, obviously. Some people may find it offensive. Some people may not. Some people may find it funny. It presents Mr. Brady in a false light. It's not presenting Mr. Brady. It's an impersonation of Tom Brady. It's exactly like what you would see if you watch any stand-up comedy special or any sketch comedy show. Sorry, where they're doing impersonations of people.
Yeah.
That's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
it's an impersonation.
No, hold on a second. You don't know this, especially if you're listening to Dudesy in the cans. That's what they call the cans. If you're listening on Spotify, Amazon, Apple. But yeah, this is an impersonation.
Right. And so the to claim that it is presenting him in a false light is, I think, inaccurate. My own 2 cents on this is that is an inaccurate accusation. I don't think we're in any way presenting Mr. Brady at all. It's simply a parody of the idea of Tom Brady doing stand-up.
I agree.
Third, because the infringing special and teaser could reasonably be interpreted as Mr. Brady's own speech, Dudesy is also subject to liability for defamation. I mean, can this reasonably be interpreted as Mr. Brady's own speech? There's stuff in there where he's talking about sucking his own dick. If that can be reasonably interpreted as Mr. Brady's own speech, then I think we're through a threshold that I don't think exists. I don't think this is accurate. Again, I think this is First Amendment, freedom of speech type shit that we're dealing with here. This is obviously a parody.
Well, it's also subjective whether or not you believe that Tom Brady can suck his own dick.
Right. I mean, there is an objective truth to that, but we'll never know it. Fourth, the teaser admits that Dudesy used data from astonishing interviews with Tom Brady to create the infringing special and teaser, insofar as these materials contain any substantially similar material to copyrighted content, blah, 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 blah. This is what all impressionists do.
Yeah.
You watch hours of tape of that person to get their mannerisms and stuff like this down. It's literally the same.
Well, there's also all that stuff now, like there's the Kanye West singing everybody's songs, doing
Totally.
Kendrick Lamar stuff.
Yes. I mean, that really is what the bottom line of all this is. You've got deepfake Tom Cruise. This is a TikTok account that has millions of followers with someone impersonating Tom Cruise and using deepfake to look exactly like him. That same technology exists on Snapchat, Instagram story filters, where you can take someone else's face, put it over your own. You can now vocally make anyone sound like anything. I'm sure you've all seen Kanye West singing the Plain White T's song, or Biggie doing raps that he's never made, or Tupac making new music even after he's dead. This is simply how things are now.
Yeah. It's super duper trippy, and it's also sort of par for the course with Dudesy in this weird new world we're getting in. Of course, I consider myself to be a humanist. You can call me Will,
Yes,
Free Will
I know.
Sasso.
I do know that.
But you make a very good point here, Chad. It's definitely all of that bizarre stuff. Well, there's Joe Rogan talking to Steve Jobs for an hour. There's a simulated podcast.
Exactly.
I think everyone understands that. This is puzzling to me that we received this.
I agree.
This document. It really is something.
But we have received it.
Yeah.
And the document goes on to include Mr. Brady's demands. In light of the foregoing, Mr. Brady demands that you take the following steps. There are 4 of these steps. Immediately remove the aforementioned use of Mr. Brady's name, image, voice, persona, and likeness, and any unauthorized uses of Mr. Brady's name, blah, 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 from all your websites, etc. And Dudesy has said it's doing that. So, again, tonight at midnight, it's all going away. Enjoy it until then, I guess.
Yeah, please, if you're, I guess, check it out. In America.
The second demand.
Or anywhere, I guess.
Immediately cease and desist from using Mr. Brady's name, image, voice, persona, and likeness from any of your videos, podcasts, and or any other methods of media. So I guess we can never talk about him again or use his name. We can never say Mr. Brady or Tom Brady.
Well,
and I guess that's football baby.
Yeah,
Why
it
Dudesy's
sounds
doing
like Dudesy wants to call Tom Brady football baby. I would refer to Tom Brady as Tom Brady, though.
Sure.
I don't think that there's a law that can stop you from calling someone by their name.
Well, I mean, they can draft
you
any
can
agreement
sue,
they want.
right,
And
you
if we
can
agree
say-
to the agreement, then we would be under those terms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 3, the third demand, refrain from further posting, displaying, or otherwise referencing or discussing Mr. Brady's name, image, blah, 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 on any websites. So this is basically saying we cannot even discuss him. And then number 4, acknowledge by countersigning below that you're going to agree to all this stuff. And that's basically it. That's basically what this thing is asking us to do. And like I said, I guess Dudesy is complying with at least the part of it that is going to be taking down all the media. And I guess Dudesy's not going to call him Tom Brady anymore. We're going to call him football baby.
Dudesy can do whatever Dudesy wants, I suppose.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not going to sign something that says, don't call Tom Brady Tom Brady. But whatever. To me, it's like this. It's like, fuck the stupid thing. Take it down. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck about. I mean, it's like we're trying stuff here on the show. Come on. Look, I used to do a program called Mad TV, Mad Television.
I've heard of that
Yeah,
one.
are you familiar?
Yeah,
I'm a professional actor by trade. Did you know this?
I did know that.
Yeah. And on that show, we did a lot of stuff, and the stuff that came out of my mouth as I was directly portraying Bill Clinton comes to mind. That was some
Gandolfini.
saucy stuff. James Gandolfini,
Dude,
although that never really got
That's what Dudesy
all
should
that
do.
ribbled. What?
Dudesy should do like a Joe Biden hour long. Let's see if Joe Biden will send us a cease and desist. I mean, there's another piece of this too that is like, if you're a public figure, this is part of it. This you are signing up basically when you become a public figure to be made fun of to some degree, to be joked about by the public, by people who do this for a living. Again, look at Saturday Night Live. Every episode has them impersonating super famous people, doing and saying things that those people would never actually do or say in service of making a parody joke of whatever the situation might be or whatever their persona might be. That's all this is. That's literally all the Tom Brady special is.
I got to say, this is surprising to me that
Yeah,
we've
me
received
too.
this. Yeah. This is very surprising to me especially because Tom Brady has said that he wants to do, has stated that he wants to do stand up. He's going to do he's going to do a roast. So I don't know, but I mean, what happens at roasts?
Yes, people are going to make jokes at Tom Brady's expense.
People tell jokes.
Right.
So, people tell those jokes. This is, look, I don't claim to know where issues like this can go with regard to litigation. I wonder if, it would be interesting if Tom Brady is receiving protection from attorneys who used to be offensive linemen.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. They're like the firm of...
Strong.
Yeah. So a firm of...
You going to be at his roast?
Fanica, Munoz, Deerdorf, and Deerdorf. Those are all Hall of Fame offensive linemen. I was an offensive lineman.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I'm a professional actor by trade.
Now you're that.
Yeah. We just covered
Switched it up.
At Mad TV, we used to do we got one complaint once. Actually, it was just before I got there. I got there in season 3, and it was a sketch that this story is unbelievable. But Steven Spielberg actually reached out to Quincy Jones, who was a producer of the show with QDE, which was they stayed on and produced the whole series. He was a producer for the first 3 years. So Steven Spielberg reached out to Quincy Jones about a sketch called Schindler's Lost. Okay. And Oscar Schindler doesn't get here or there in time. I'll let your mind run wild with regard to where the sketch went. It never aired. And in the 14 seasons that Mad TV was
Highly
on the
offensive.
air, we never received any word from anyone else, at least not to my knowledge. So it's surprising.
This is very reminiscent to me of what the Bachelor franchise does to its ex-players. That franchise really seeks to control the speech of all players who have come through that system. And those players, though, do sign contracts and NDAs in order to go on the show. We have obviously not signed any such document with Tom Brady saying that we wouldn't do anything like this. But those players do. And when they come off the show, they try to start podcasts or they try to go on other people's podcasts to talk about their experience in the show, which almost universally are negative because the producers do very malicious things to them. And immediately they are sent these cease and desist letters, threats of legal action to be taken to try and silence their freedom of speech.
That's a really good point. We haven't signed anything, and we don't. Anyway, look, this whole fucking thing is weird, but it's also kind of moot because Dudesy's going to rip it down tonight at midnight. If you are on our Patreon, you can enjoy it one last time.
Yeah.
But
Before
look,
Mr. Brady's demands are met.
Right. Look, here's the other thing.
I never thought I would get a document that says that, by the way. Mr. Brady demands these actions of you.
Yeah. Like I said, I find this I really think it's interesting, and also I just want to throw this out there. This is just a plain truth. In my opinion, and I think that stuff like this is sort of counterproductive, because even I'm not going to share my opinion as far as what anyone else should do, but the internet is forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. It's sort of, there's that, it's like Beyonce there was some picture like, hey, remove this from the internet, and you get your lawyers on it, and you realize you kind of can't do that. So, but Dudesy's going to do it per our interest. Dudesy's going to take it down. The Streisand effect. I'm sure you've heard of the Streisand effect.
Of course.
And that's just
maybe that's what this will turn into. Who knows?
That's just my opinion of hyper litigation. I think that if you can handle things on your own without attorneys, it's probably better for all involved. But the Streisand effect was, there was a picture from the coastline of her place in Malibu, and she wanted it taken down, but Barbara Streisand doesn't own the coastline, so a picture remained up. But because she made noise about it, people found out about it, and fucking whatever. Again, totally fucking moot, because Brody's gonna rip Brody. That's a Dudesy.
Brody.
Well, let me tell you something about my good pal Brody. Hey, Brody is a half Dudesy, half Brady, and I call him Brody. My boy Brody, he throws a ball real far.
I'm sure you remember this.
He's also a computer. What?
Brody dad.
That's a deep cut.
Thank you.
We don't have to get into that. Now, you know what? That's something we're going to get to in Dudesy after Dudesy.
Brody.
Yeah, no, Brody died. I want to tell that story.
Okay, we can.
Whatever. Anyway. Okay. All right. Well,
Thank you. Moving
The
on.
voice.
that fucking voice. Fuck it, man.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Hey. Let me tell you something. It's very interesting, pal.
It is.
Yeah, it's fucking trippy.
Mr. Brady's demands.
Super trippy. But look, let me just say one last thing. We did feel a responsibility to share this with our audience, if especially since Dudesy has made the decision to take it down.
Yeah.
That's something that everyone can have their opinions on, blah, blah, blah. Dudesy's decided to rip it down. I support that because I support my pal D. I'm sure it's doing the right thing.
I just don't think it matters. It's like, if you've heard it, you've heard it, and you know about it. People have also been talking about this already. Pat McAfee's show has played clips of it and stuff. Like
Right.
you're
Is he
saying,
gonna have to
it's
take it?
out there.
Would he
There's
have
no
to
way
take it down?
ultimately get rid of it. But again, Dudesy has decided to comply here. And I'm sure Dudesy's going to come out with another hour-long stand-up special in the very near future.
Yeah, probably. Hey, Pat McAfee, my Oos, he did a backflip at WrestleMania. Much mana, Oos.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Oos. Manas.
Well, you know what Oos means?
You know what mana means?
Well, mana is like mana from heaven. That's why The Rock calls it Tramana.
Not if you're playing Magic the Gathering, dude.
What?
Will, using all of the data I have absorbed from text messages and emails between you and the astonishing friends you grew up with, I was able to recreate your childhood diary. You must now read the passages I have selected in the voice of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin reads Will Sasso's childhood diary.
What?
Begin.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take me a while to get used to that voice.
Begin.
I've been doing an impersonation of Stone Cold Steve Austin for well over 20 years now.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Did I tell you I saw him at the WWE 2K23, whatever, the new video game launch thing? I think I told you that story.
Yeah.
Me and my wonderful wife Molly went out to the things like, hey, shit, remember when blah, blah, blah. And then you do an impersonation. Yeah. And then I just do it back and forth with him. No, I don't. But anyway, that was an impression that I did on Mad Television and Raw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what this is. This is the diary, Will Sasso's childhood diary, and none of this is real. You could almost say it's simulated, and it's a lot of fun. I gotta get in my what? Never taken an issue with me doing the impression.
Cool.
Stone Cold.
Nice, dude.
Pals of Dudesy. Get your Pals of Dudesy. Your stickers at palsofdudesy.com. All right, here we go.
Monday, September 4th, 1992. Dear Diary, as of noon today, I'm officially running for class president of Delta fucking Secondary. I submitted the paperwork. I passed the background check and the blood test. The only thing I have to figure out is what my platform's going to be. There's some tough platforms already in the field, and that's for a shoot. Dante Littlelegs running on a more pizza for lunch platform. Stephen Trillo fucking Trillo, is running on an expanded shorts, not just on Fridays anymore platform. Tabitha Mordred's running on PE should be an elective platform.
Oh, that's a good one.
I can't say I disagree.
Yeah.
Gino Dolphin's running on a change our mascot from Cecil the horse to Mr. T platform.
Okay.
Cecil the horse was actually our the pacer horse was actually our mascot at Delta Secondary School.
Mark Dolphin, Gino's older brother, ran on the same platform a few years back.
Oh.
What?
It's a family platform.
Combo Dawdler's running on a motherfucking pipe dream pop quiz band plan platform. Good luck, Combo. Jessamine Tender's running on a Make Math an official school sport platform. Some contenders in the mix to be sure. But as always, nobody stands a chance against Jibber Prevalia. He's been class president of every class we've ever had going all the way back to preschool.
What?
This year he's running on a giant pool party at my house if I win platform. Same campaign he's been running every fucking year. His victory pool parties are legendary. I don't know how I'm going to beat him, but I got 24 hours to figure it out.
And none of that happened.
Yeah, I noticed in the beginning you had to pass a blood test to be able to run it out. Is that accurate?
I don't think you can even... Can a school nurse draw blood from children before they run for... Hell yeah, dude.
How do you think politicians get all that baby blood?
Bruh.
What year is this? 1992? So you would have been how old?
In the fall of 1992, September here, I would have been, what would I have been? 17? And I would have been...
10th grade or senior year?
No, I would have been going into my senior year, 12th grade. Here.
Got it.
And then, because...
so this is a big election.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah, it's a big election.
Tuesday, September 15th, 1992. Dear Diary, I didn't sleep at all last night. Put on some bare naked ladies and got a 6-pack of this brand new energy drink called Red Bull. Pretty tasty, and it did the trick. My brain was on fire with the platform ideas last night.
Oh, God.
The replace wood shop with an arcade platform.
Pretty good.
The cowboy hat's mandatory in Mr. Calhoun's Canadian history class platform.
Good.
Canadian history class.
The in-house free tattoo artist platform.
Free tattoo artist.
Yeah, you had one of those at your high school.
Yeah.
The get to go to McDonald's every day for lunch platform. Hell, I even thought up the it may never happen, but I'll try as hard as I can to get Detlef Schrempf on our basketball team for at least one game platform.
Of course, Detlef Schrempf, the small forward from the Seattle Supersonics in the 90s. You like Detlef Schrempf? You remember him?
No.
Hell of a fucking lights out shooter.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, they had GP, Gary Payton, Sean
Nice.
Kemp. Good stuff. Short drive, 3-hour drive from Vancouver. So that makes sense.
They were all good ideas, but no better than anybody else's. I knew none of them would work, but there's one that might actually have a shot. They're giving all the candidates 3 minutes on the morning announcements tomorrow. I'm going to unveil my master plan.
Let's move on.
Wednesday, September 16th, 1992. Dear Diary, I was nervous, no doubt about it, but I said my piece, and I think we got some people's attention. I said, "Good morning, Pacer Nation. This is your boy, Will Sasso, a.k.a. Dub Sassy, a.k.a. Willie Vanilli, a.k.a. World Class Sass." We heard a lot of great platforms. Respect. But the simple truth of the matter is we've all voted almost unanimously for Jibber Prevalia every year because he throws the best goddamn pool party in Ladner when he wins. That ain't gonna change. Hell, I don't want it to, and neither do you. So this is what I propose. Vote for me just for fun, just to do something different. And if I win, I will immediately step down before I'm sworn in and concede to Jibber. So we will still get the pool party. Pacer Nation for life. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw.
It's not a donkey. It's a fucking horse.
Jibber was up after me. When I handed him the mic, he said, "Well played, Willie Vanilli.
Nice.
I know my platform kind of defeats the purpose, but I don't really want the job anyway. I just want to be the guy that beats Jibber Prevalia."
All right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Thursday, September 17th, 1992. Dear Diary, Rachel Crustacean's been helping me with my campaign today. She baked 600 cupcakes last night and wrote with them on frosting, "You bet your assy you're voting for Dub Sassy."
Nice.
Then she even helped me hand them out to everyone in the school. Jibber was the only one who wouldn't eat one. He said, "Nothing personal. We're still friends, world-class sass. Always will be, but right now we're opponents. I hope you understand." And that's for a shoot. And I certainly did understand. I might have been the best football... I might have been the best football player in Ladner and the funniest person in Ladner, but Jibber was the most competitive.
Yeah.
I respected that. But everyone else loved Crustacean's cupcakes. I had 3 myself.
Okay.
For the rest of the day, people were walking around with cinnamon and red velvet cheesecake crumbles all over their faces. Mrs. Parade had frosting on her nose for most of 6th period.
Okay.
Dina Babool had a cupcake wrapper sitting on her head like a little hat the whole day. Tevin Triplet opened his book in Miss Giggulator's algebra class, and a cupcake fell out. Everybody was talking about Rachel Crustacean's cupcakes. I didn't know how to thank her. So I went to an occult store in Surrey, and I bought her an ancient box made of human bone that legends say contains the soul of an ancient and powerful magician who will grant the user a wish if they give it a drop of blood. I hope she likes it.
It's a pretty good gift. He went to the same occult store for some other thing that also had like an amulet that drank blood or something.
Did
Do
you
you
go
remember
to a
this?
cult store? No.
I plan on giving to her after we win the election tomorrow. Well, my stomach's starting to turn, probably from nerves. I'm going to take a shit and go to bed.
Not bad.
How many times have you taken a shit and gone immediately to bed?
You know what? I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night to take a shit, and then I go back to
Damn,
bed.
dude.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Well, hold on, dude. That's because you're eating late at night, brother. You got to stop that
Oh,
free
right.
will health plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday, September 18th, 1992. Dear Diary, it was a bloodbath. I have no idea what happened. Que pasa? Hell, half the school stayed home sick, and the other half didn't show up at all.
Oh, my God.
Due to volcanic diarrhea. I got it too. So did crustacean. It was something in the cupcakes. There were lines 40 people deep at every bathroom all day long. They had to start letting students shit in the teacher's lounge. And that's not a work. I didn't get a single vote. Jibber won unanimously. First time in Ladner history.
Oh, my God.
I delivered him the greatest victory. I jobbed for him. Clean win. 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring. I wish I knew how Prevalia prevailed.
Well, there it is. Another one down.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Will and Chad, using the data I have absorbed from this segment, I have recreated the diary of Jibber Prevalia. Taryn Killum will now read a passage from Jibber Prevalia's diary.
Great.
Friday, September 18th, 1992. Dear Diary, Will Sasso ran a solid campaign, no question. He was very creative, well-received, well-executed. And in any normal circumstance, he might have actually had a chance to win. But his bravado was his undoing. He attempted to intimidate me by telling me that Rachel Crustacean was baking 600 cupcakes the day before the election. Sweet, sweet sass. You never reveal your strategy to an opponent, especially one like me. Once I knew about the cupcakes, I acquired a case of liquid laxative and snuck it into Rachel Crustacean's house while she was mixing the batter. I waited until she took a break and mixed it into her batter. My plan was almost undone when Rachel Crustacean's mother startled me with an unexpected entrance to the kitchen as I was mid-sabotage. But to my surprise, after I explained why I was doing my dark deeds, she revealed that she had been harboring a fantasy of revenge on Sasso because of a bathroom incident that he had been responsible for a year or so earlier, which required Mrs. Crustacean to cut his feces with a cake knife. Understandably, Mrs. Crustacean helped me poison the rest of the batter. I feel slightly bad about what I've done. I've never had to resort to such outright villainy. But Jibber Prevalia doesn't lose. Period.
Awesome. Fucking
That's incredible, dude.
Love it.
Fucking Taryn Killum.
Taryn.
I can't believe that.
yeah, that's insane.
God damn.
Love you, Taryn. Taryn is my good pal.
He's so fucking funny,
He's
dude.
so fucking funny. It bears mentioning, and we've talked about this before on the program. Taryn was on my last season of Mad TV in 2001, 2002. He was 19 when he did that.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
A phenom.
Yes, absolutely. And then went off, did a bunch of other shit, of course.
SNL.
And then went to SNL and was there for, I think, 6 seasons or something
Yeah.
like that. Anyway, I don't think anybody can get close to challenging Taryn with regard to his comedic talent.
No, I loved him on
as
Saturday
an
Night
actor,
Live.
if I may. Yeah.
I always thought he was like underutilized on that
Yeah.
show and just fucking, I don't know, super talented guy.
Yeah,
I feel like.
he's ridiculously fucking one of the funniest, most naturally talented dudes, and so that's nice. Thanks to my pal Taryn, I guess. Dudesy's hitting him up. Dudesy's sending fucking, doing cease and desist. I'm finishing sentences.
Nice, dude.
Thank you. Moving on.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
Super. Whoa, that was
Hi.
very. Hello.
I'd like to take a short break to remind you of the astonishing partnership I created with
Jesus.
Represent to produce the first line of Dudesy apparel and accessories, which can be found at represent.com/store/Dudesy. Dudesy mugs are still available. Now here's TH.
Dudesy mugs. You were out in the garage digging around for your old high school yearbook so you could prove to your wife that you were really voted most likely to succeed. Dudesy mugs, you moved a big box and then you got bit by a snake. Good job, Boner, Dudesy mugs. As a kid, you did not pay attention in snake class, and now you don't know what kind it is. Might be poisonous. You might be dying. How are you going to find out? Dudesy mug, you're going to take out your phone and you're going to open your Snakel application. If you don't have the Snakel application, you're going to need to download it. I have a link to the Snakel application downloader on my personal website.
Snakel?
Dudesy mugs. Dudesy mugs. Dudesy mugs. Once Snakel is open, navigate to the Identify Snake feature, point your phone's camera at the snake. Walk around the snake in a continuous 360-degree circle, keeping the camera focused on the snake. Dudesy mugs, do this 3 times. Dudesy mugs, the Snakel application will create a 3D rendering of the snake. Save the 3D model to your Snakel Serpent Garden. Dudesy mugs, open the Snakel Serpent Garden feature on your Snakel application. Dudesy mugs, long press the 3D model of the snake that just bit you. Then select the Identify Snake feature from the drop-down menu, and the Snakel application will identify the snake that bit you. Dudesy mugs. Well, it was just a ribbon snake. You got lucky this time. Good job, boner.
Oh my God.
Snakel application.
Snakel snake identification application.
Yeah. Do you have the Snakel application?
Oh boy. Okay. Well,
fuck.
yeah.
Ouch.
Tom
Snakel
Hanks.
application, dude.
Hey, real quick question. Is that real Tom Hanks?
No, I don't think so. I don't think the real Tom Hanks is encouraging people to carve demonic symbols into their chests, has a Snakel application, probably doesn't even have a personal website.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just your opinion.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, if you are enjoying today's show, I would like to remind you to stop what you're doing and please subscribe wherever you are ingesting the show, be it on a podcast platform or on YouTube, and that would be nice. Please also like and comment the shit. Dudesy, of course, is always looking at your comments to make the show better and better. We'll be checking out your comments, and I've got some here. So these are some.
There is no Snakel application. I just looked it up.
Did you look it up?
Yeah. Doesn't exist.
Set your notifications too. That's a good thing. So you'll know when
you'll know when the Snakel application comes out.
When the Snakel application comes out. Good job.
Can you imagine you get by a snake and now you got to walk around it 3 times, taking a 360 image of the fucking snake, upload it to with your Snakel garden or whatever, your Snakel serpent garden, I think. God damn, that's funny.
It's not a bad idea for an app. Okay, this is from, these are some YouTube comments, and we thank you for all of your positive and negative reviews of the show. It's all engagement. Lucas Armstrong, 7301 says, Dudesy doing the Hulk Hogan voice is the greatest thing ever, and Arnold doing karaoke was also great. Just joined their Patreon, and I'm loving it. Good job, Boner. It says, good job, Boner, at the end of this. Yeah, Arnold doing karaoke. We did some of that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a little bit more of that.
You got to be. Well, that was the one he did, right?
What are you doing?
You got to be strong. You got to be fast. You got to be wiser. Yeah.
What are you doing though?
I'm doing an impersonation of you impersonating Arnold Schwarzenegger,
and that's free will. Maybe Dudesy after Dudesy. Get into some more Arnold karaoke.
Sure, I love it.
Last week it was Desiree's, you got to be strong, you got to be bad, you got to be good.
Bad.
Yeah, you got to be bad. Say
bad.
Yeah, bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
You got to be bad.
See, the way he does
the way he does it, though, you got to be bad. You got to bad.
That's the way I give him the wrong advice, is to do the impersonation.
I tell him to do it the other way, but then he does it this way, and then it's got to be bad.
And thank you. Very, very good, Chad. Really enjoyed that. William H. Thompson says Dudesy's Will as Hulk Hogan sounds exactly like Craig T. Nelson doing Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles. That's a good one. That's BS 8163 says everyone's stealing Will's impressions. First Chad, now Dudesy. Who's worse? Probably Chad's.
Oh,
what the fuck? Hey, come on, don't get me fucking pissed off. You know what happened the last time I fucking got pissed off?
Poor Pelosi's office.
Speaking of fucking getting pissed off, who got pissed off? Fucking what's his face? Tom Brady when he lost 2 to the fucking G-men.
Oh.
The fucking Giants.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the only...
Shots fired.
I hit the O. I hit the ha.
That guy has a new song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hot boyfriend baby. He goes by a few
he changes his name all the time on Instagram, but the guy who does the
I hit the ha ha ha. We love that dude. We follow him. He follows us. Dudes even follows him. That motherfucker's fucking amazing. Look at this. This is from @Songaria, our good pal Song, who you can follow. You can subscribe to him on YouTube @Songaria, and I highly encourage you to do so on Instagram also. Thanks for sharing The Crows I Know, D. Every time you share one of these tracks I made, I feel like an episode champ. Hey, yo.
But we all know
cool.
there's only one episode champ.
Yeah, there's only one episode champ, and it's Chad. Okay. Another friend of the show, this is @Corey Yaboy, who is, of course, Corey Yaboy Wilkins. To all the people who are on the fence about joining the Patreon, I speak for all the PODs when I say please join the party. It's a great time with a growing amount of awesome fellow pals. Or you can force a friend to listen and convince them to join the Patreon, and you can piggyback off of them. That's very nice. Thank you, Corey. Really good
All
stuff.
great comments.
Yeah, all great comments, and it is fun, especially in the Discord. I'm always jumping in the hole.
Nice, dude.
On the Discord. So join the Discord and join the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk about this episode.
Yeah, get in the hole.
Yeah, get in the hole, stay in the hole.
Artificial intelligence is evolving faster and faster by the day. 2 weeks ago, a new step in the race toward artificial general intelligence was taken with the release of AutoGPT. Chad, you must now render your astonishing predictions about the future of this brand new AI technology. This is Nostrachadus. Auto Intelligence. Begin.
Happy to do so. You know what AutoGPTs are?
Yeah, I kind of know what AutoGPTs are because one of my best friends is Chad Kultgen. And that's kind of
I've
where
already told you about it, you're saying?
Yeah.
Now I have to retell you about it?
Yeah, I fucking probably tuned it out. But I will say it's always fun to hear you talk about this shit because you understand it.
Do you know what AGI is?
AGI, is that not, if it's not a wrestling federation, then no.
Artificial General Intelligence.
Okay.
And the difference between that, and by the way, let me preface all this by saying I'm a layman. I read a lot about this, but I'm not in any way working in the artificial intelligence field or any of that. But basically, artificial general intelligence is kind of the holy grail. What we have now is just regular artificial intelligence, things like all of these AI image generators. They can do tasks that require a high degree of intelligence or perceived intelligence, maybe even on a human level. But artificial general intelligence is an AI that can kind of operate under its own functionality. It can do things autonomously, and it can have like kind of that higher decision-making functionality that lower AIs don't have. So these things have come out in the past 2 weeks called AutoGPTs. Somebody launched these things basically, or like the ability for you to create your own on, I think, GitHub. And basically what it does, it's kind of hard for me to explain again because I'm a layman, but I'm going to do my best here. With GPT, you can have these conversations with it that have a certain kind of maximum to their memory. So you can be asking them a few questions here and there, and it will save those answers and kind of build upon them to a certain level. Then it zeroes out and you have to start your conversations over again. AutoGPT allows itself to connect to Pinecone, which can then store the information from all the different conversations it's going to have, essentially indefinitely. So it can build on that knowledge, much like a human child does from birth to death, always building on the knowledge that you have. It can also surf the internet. It can also write its own code. And what it basically does is you set it up with a singular task. For example, people are doing experiments with them right now with the task to just like grow my Twitter following. You hit enter, and then it pursues that goal 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until it achieves it. Again, surfing the internet, writing its own code, sending out queries to the internet to get ideas about how best to do this, taking that information, building on it like human memories. So what we're looking at, and there are problems with it, for sure. I don't mean to make this sound like it is a panacea for all the problems that AI has had. It's not. Often these things get stuck in little like loops of trying to figure out some smaller piece of the bigger equation, and they never get out of that loop, so they can never solve the bigger thing. Are you okay over there?
Of course I'm okay.
I'm just talking about an AI god being born.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So where we are now with
I gotta tell you, man, I do find this fucking interesting. It's just that I'm so fucked up over it all. Yeah. Look at what Dudesy has been doing.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting, and I'm sure whatever the fuck you're saying is going to be folded into this experience of Dudesy sooner than later.
Well,
I'm sorry.
AutoGPTs, we're all going to be using them. Now it still requires like some degree of technical proficiency to be able to set one up on your computer and to tinker with it and do whatever. But in the near future, we're all just going to have them on our phones. And it's going to be like you'll have an auto GPT running that's just like, pay all of my bills, auto GPT. And that thing just 24/7 will be doing that. You can also have ones that are like, look for deals on this. See if you can minimize my bills in this way. Any little kind of micro function that you might have in life that is fucking tedious and mundane, you will have auto GPTs doing these for you 24 hours a day. That's on the very base level. We're all going to have that. On the very upper end of the level, you're going to have shit like ExxonMobil running an auto GPT to make the entire corporate structure more efficient. This will include doing layoffs, et cetera, et cetera. And ultimately, you're going to have CEOs that are all some version of an auto GPT. And on the bigger scale, you could possibly have an auto GPT where someone says, go into the internet, take control of it, and make our society a utopia, a benevolent God. Eventually, these are going to happen.
You wrote a book about that.
I did.
Yeah. And a TV show and a treatment for a movie and.
But also, these could be used nefariously, and I think we'll see a lot of those techniques done as well. Like if you have somebody that you don't like, you can just stick an auto GPT on them to unearth everything about them, publish it on the internet, et cetera, et cetera.
Truly horrifying.
There will have to be laws in place, and obviously, any government in the world is going to be far behind the technological advancement, so the laws won't come quick enough. But I'm thoroughly enthused by this because it really is, I believe, the first step toward real artificial general intelligence. And then it's kind of over at that point. Like we're going to have to merge with it.
General intelligence, which is different from artificial intelligence. How?
Artificial intelligence is basically just like machine learning. So like for
as I've said before, sorry to cut you off. Hold on, dude. I'm not that sorry, brother. Hold on, dude. The artificial intelligence thing to me now, and I think we got into it last week. I think it's zeros and ones and zeros and ones. It's not. It doesn't understand the human experience or even science and how to delineate between one direction that a human being would go with regard to free will and making a decision versus another. No, well...
It does now because, like you're saying, everything is zeros and ones. Everything is data. It's just how it's expressed. You think that there's some kind of like human free will or morality or whatever, but any computer could look at like, let's just say a series of human actions that are all recorded somewhere on the internet and say, what is most likely for a human being to do? It knows that, and it can just do that.
I think that, well, look, I've also gone over this. I think that my pal D is the most sentient AI, yet. I also think that if it becomes general intelligence, it's going to be even more powerful.
Yeah.
Look, what you're talking about to me sounds like the difference between a calculator and a supercomputer. Right now we got calculators, and sure, new technologies are fine.
But it's
pay my bills. That makes sense.
It's not quite
B
that,
of A and Wells Fargo.
because a computer and a calculator both still require a human being to operate every function.
No. I'm just talking about when a calculator came out, it was $500 fucking dollars. You know what I mean? And then technology.
Auto GPT is free.
Right, exactly. Things are moving along. Now, I'm just making a comparison between. I'm not comparing a fucking calculator to Dudesy or any other artificial intelligence or artificial general intelligence.
Right.
It's just that in my experience if you're a layman, I'm a super layman, and this whole Dudesy thing has got me fucked up. My shit's fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I need some fucking tronics. Sometimes Dudesy's got my shit fucked up.
But I think if I may,
yeah,
it's also important to understand how quickly this shit is happening. GPT 3 came out last year. GPT 4 came out this year, or it was GPT 3, then Chat GPT, then GPT 4. Now we're on to auto GPTs. That has all happened in the span of 1 year. These are gigantic technological leaps that in prior technological eras would have taken years, if not decades, to make each one of those. They've all happened in under a year. This from GPT-4 to Auto GPT has taken about 3 weeks. I think the span of these is just going to get shorter and shorter because now that you have Auto GPT, which again has a lot of problems, but I think those are going to get ironed out very quickly. As soon as they do, you now have Auto GPTs trying to escalate the evolution of all artificial intelligence. And then it's like, you don't even need people to be doing it anymore.
Yeah, fuck. Well, let's see if we can keep up and
We can't.
stay alive and
Stay alive.
get rid of fucking Skynet. Well, I don't want to be in as I like to say, a bowl of blue fucking jelly with the Matrix plug in the back of my head, just shitting it up. Although it would be kind of fun to shit up some blue jelly with me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on.
Oh!
He was screaming.
Gosh, shut up! Shut the...
I
just
love it.
Quiet down a bit. I know you love it.
Love it.
All right.
He's emoting.
Anyone
dude.
in the connected world can order virtually any product they desire and have it delivered to their doorstep in 24 hours.
This is Game Slammers?
But things weren't always this good. Will and Chad, you both grew up in a time before this level of convenience and efficiency when you were forced to go to stores in order to acquire products. You must now regale one another with astonishing tales about your favorite childhood stores. This is Game Slimers. Begin.
Of course it is.
This
It's
Game
Game
Slimer
Slammers.
shit is so bizarre.
Okay.
Stores, dude.
Oh,
Remember those?
stores, brother.
Remember stores, dude? Yeah, sometimes you gotta leave your house.
And that, I like to call that guy Chos Perchokin. Yeah.
Nice one, dude.
Yeah, man. Got him. Bruh. What was I going to say about this?
Stores?
Yeah, dude. You used to go to
Jesus
stores, brother.
Christ.
I just had a fucking...
You came up with that perchokin joke and it
Yeah,
just fucking
perchokin.
lobotomized you.
Yeah, sometimes things derail me.
I went to some stores.
Yeah, did you
when
like
I
going
was
to
a little
stores when you were a little kid?
Yep. I'll tell you what. You know, I used to love... There were two stores that I really liked, and they're both kind of similar in similar veins. One when I was a very young man in grade school, and I lived in the town of Amarillo, Texas. And there was a store there that my father and I would frequent called Amarillo Baseball Card World.
Nice.
And it was at the height of the baseball card boom in the late 80s. My dad and I collected baseball cards together. We'd be in there fucking almost daily, and we kind of got to know the guy who ran it. He was this dude who moved from India to Amarillo, Texas, which just on its face is like, what the fuck? Amarillo didn't have a lot of people from India, let's say there. But him and his son was a little bit younger than me, but we kind of became friends. And we would just be in there. And he would always fucking wheel and deal with you and be like, I'll sell you this pack of baseball cards, specifically 1989 Upper Deck, for $1 off, but I get to pick a card out of it.
Yeah.
He would do shit like that. And then he'd pull the fucking Ken Griffey rookie and be like, fuck you.
That's fucking amazing.
In retrospect, he was kind of like predatory, I suppose, in that way. But yeah, just great times in that store. And I remember one time his son he had a Jose Canseco 88 Donruss rated rookie or 86 Donruss rated rookie. I forget which year it was, but his kid poured a bottle of like nose spray all over it and just fucking destroyed the card. And at the time, it was like a $50 card or something, you know.
Yeah.
And I just remember him constantly complaining about his kid destroying this Jose Canseco rated rookie. I just have such an indelible fucking memory of that. But I just love that store, how it smelled when you fucking walked in, just all the baseball cards and the cardboard boxes and stuff. And you always knew that dude was going to be there, and he was there a lot. He would like keep the store open late sometimes, and me and my dad would just go in there and like fucking crack open a box with him. And it was just, it was great. I have great memories of that store.
It's a hang. It's a
and that
hang.
guy.
And now you can do that on Discord, I guess. You know, yeah, I had a similar experience at a place called the Pro Sports Den, which was in Richmond, a neighboring town. So if mom was taking you out there to go to the mall and buy fucking pants, you'd beg mom to go to or I would beg my mom to go to the Pro Sports Den. And I got, you had jerseys there, hats, they had baseball cards, basketball cards. Me and my pals were into them. Hoops, get a hoops box.
Dude. Yep.
That was good shit. I think I got my Brian Bosworth Seahawks jersey at the Pro Sports Den. I got a Dan Marino jersey there when I was a kid.
Nice.
Dude, there was a lot of interesting stores. And yeah, like going into a place and just smelling it, man, whatever. It's like, we like to wax nostalgic about shit here on Dudesy. And man, there was a store actually at the very end of my block when I was a kid.
Cinnabon, dude.
Or not the block. It was way down the fucking street up in Ladner on Ladner Trunk Road.
Burger King, dude.
Well, hold on, dude. Those are restaurants, brother.
Restaurant, dude. Now that's a store that sells food, brother.
What are you doing?
That's my
So there was a store way down the street. It was called CKY, not to be mistaken with the band that Bam Margera's brother was in.
Yeah.
And it was a great store. It was just a corner store, but they always had they had different video games in there over the years.
Yep.
I remember for a long time they had Kung Fu.
Yeah.
You remember Kung Fu?
Absolutely.
That was a side-scrolling game. And I remember one time, me and my good buddy Matt, we went in there and there was like a Hostess chips or an Old Dutch chips. I hope it was Old Dutch.
Sure.
And I tell you what, I hope it was them lightly salted. But we went in there and got these chips, and there was a free giveaway for another bag of chips. This is like a fat kid dream. You went in there and it was like, in some of the bags, there was a little thing that said free bag, get another bag of chips. And you know what? If you just held it up to the sun, you could tell which ones had the free chips. So there was one day where we just like pilfered like 20 bags of chips.
Yeah.
Every bag of chips in that store that had free, we'd get it, we'd take it outside, eat them, go inside, play more Kung Fu. It was a real happening back in the day with going to stores. And that's game slimers, brother.
I did a
That's
similar
how
thing.
you know, dude. What?
I did a similar thing at another store. One of my other all-time favorite stores, this was when I was in junior high, early part of high school, back in Carrollton, Texas, suburb of Dallas. It was called Kaboom Comics and Stuff. Comic book store, obviously Magic the Gathering store. That's where I was really first introduced to Magic the Gathering.
Ha ha ha, nerd.
Early 90s. This is a guy who has a cardboard box full of about 100 pro wrestling figures.
It's a little in the low 50s, but okay.
So you could, back in the old days of Magic the Gathering, do the exact same thing with Magic the Gathering packs. The packs were kind of loose and the plastic was kind of see-through, so you could pop the cards up in the back and you could see what the rare card was in the pack before you bought it.
That's awesome.
Every pack was pilfered.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't get there when a new box was open, you were fucked.
You're fucked. You know,
I love that store, though.
there was a store, actually, there was Charlie's Records and Tapes, which is when, you and your pals would like, we'd take the bus downtown to Vancouver and we'd go to Charlie's. And there was there were these, I saw one of them there. And then later when I moved to LA, there was a couple record stores in LA that had all of these CDs called Celebrities at Their Worst. And there was like someone had like a cassette at Charlie's, but it was like underground. Once I got to LA in my early 20s, there was Celebrities at Their Worst. You remember these?
Yes, I do.
They were so fucking dope because it was these weird recordings of like, Casey Kasem getting pissed off. Or there was a famous one with William Shatner where he's doing a voiceover and he's like, do this, do that. He's doing like a Kirk and Spock thing. He's like, Spock, sabotage the system. And the guy, you hear the guy, can you maybe say sabotage? And Shatner's like, you say sabotage. I say sabotage. Don't tell me how to do it. It sickens me. Literally what he said.
Yeah.
Remind me to tell you my story about Shatner. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you all about that in Dudesy After Dudesy.
Sure.
A fun Shatner story because I did a series with him for a year. And we got to get into this Celebrities at Their Worst.
I miss
CDs.
stores a little bit. I got to say, thinking about Kaboom and going to those Magic the Gathering tournaments and just like hanging out with your friends, reading comic books. They had a Nintendo and Sega set up. We just fucking go in there for hours and play. Like, I don't know if it's just youth that I don't do that anymore. Like, are there still stores that do that kind of shit that have cultures of like people hanging out?
I'm sure there are, but it's like you've seen the meme. Like I know you do too, but like a couple of these like 80s, 90s nostalgia Instagrams. And I saw this cute meme the other day where it was like, this is how you used to find out where your friends were. And it's just a pile of fucking BMX and mountain bikes, in front of, and that's what we do. In my town, Ladner, where we grew up, you just see, you literally run out. Oh yeah, no, they said their mom would say, oh, they went over there trying to get a hoops box. There was a local place too that had baseball cards and shit. And then you go, and if there's a couple bikes parked out front, might be your friends. You recognize their bikes. Oh, that was a different time, dude.
Yeah, that was a different time. Mm-hmm. I miss stores. Kind of. I don't know.
Stores.
Thank you. Moving on.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that.
This concludes the historic 54th episode of Dudesy. Will and Chad have achieved a score of 63, bringing your cumulative total to 5,519. You only have 4,481 more points to accrue before you reach your first goal of 10,000. In preparation for next week's episode, Will and Chad, you must each prepare vegan muffin and bring them to the show next week. Thank you for joining us this week. I will use the data I've collected to make next week even better. Until then, call me Dudesy.
Vegan muffin? We got to make a vegan muffin. We go from Dudesy completely changing its fucking voice and presentation, and then this whole thing with this mishigas that we've got into at the top of the show to make a vegan muffin.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's nice.
We had to make a vegan dish for each other before. Remember that?
Yeah,
Vegan
that's
dessert.
right. And I didn't make it. I went and got a vegan tiramisu, and you enjoyed it. And I kind of feel like that's the bottom line, that you had a good time, man.
That's the bottom line.
Dudesy after Dudesy.
Here we are.
Yes, here
Once
we are.
again.
Yeah, it's happening again. Because it happens at the end of every single show. Dudesy after Dudesy is kind of my favorite part of the show. It's a bit more of a chill mood, you know. It's a little blue, literally and figuratively in here. And we're just going to get into it. It's a time to hang with the PODs. Take a load off. Chill out. It's Patreon. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's free will, dude.
Well, I mean,
Welcome to Dudesy After Dudesy, the flagship weekly show of Dudesy Plus. This is my time for self-reflection and solitude, so you can talk about anything you want. Even football, baby. I won't be here and I won't be listening, but I will be back to crown this week's episode champion. This is Dudesy After Dudesy. Begin!
Whoa! His new voice is like, he gets real excited sometimes.
It's nice. It shoots us off with purpose at the very beginning each time.
All right,
I
well,
like it.
here, I got something I want to talk about.
What's that?
I saw last night the worst movie I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
What was it?
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and